Good afternoon. Thank you for your time and presence this Friday afternoon. During this webinar, we want to give you some insights for your journey, how to deal with the complexity of enterprise app development. There are enough possibilities, but what are the differences and which tool suits you the best? We will also explain how organizations can benefit from a rapid mobile application development platform. Again, good afternoon. My name is Eduard Smeets, and besides my spoken words and my slides, my colleague Robert Groenewegen will give you a short demo of a rapid mobile application development tool, and also he will show you how easy and quick you can develop a mobile enterprise app. I have the following agenda for today. So the topics which I would like to present are first the market. What are the facts? What are the numbers? What are the possibilities the market is offering you? Secondly, we will explain what a rapid mobile application development software platform is, what it can offer you, and we will also present some customers which make use of a rapid mobile application development tool by creating mobile apps. My colleague Robert Groenewegen will conclude this webinar with a live demo. Well, as you know, you can attend events. You can search the internet, consult colleagues about your app journey. But today we want to give you some food for thoughts, how the market looks like, how you, your organization, and your customer can benefit from it. If you have any questions during this webinar, you can use the question box on the right side, and you can type in your question. At the end of the webinar, we will answer the questions. So the market. You can say the market is the Wild West 3.0. This is a nice overview made by CCS Insights about what service providers, hardware and software providers are in the market of mobile app development. It's like 20 years ago when there was the web content management solution. It was almost the same picture like this, but then purely for how can I make a homepage, how can I make a website for my company. Well, today every organization affiliated to IT is doing something with mobile app development, and from telecom providers to hardware vendors and from PC makers to cloud providers. Everyone is providing apps, creating apps or selling apps which you can benefit from as an employee, as for your organization. Okay. From the, let's say, some familiar logos like Sony, Microsoft, SAP, to the new kids on the block, Sentia, Accelerator, you got APG. Everybody is in this market for the mobile app development. Therefore, also acquisitions are more commonplace, like we had last month when Good Technology, you can see it here, was bought by BlackBerry. But there is also something like a mutual agreement. Mobile apps provide you cost savings, very basic, for instance, on infrastructure, on phone costs. But there is also an acceleration of the business process. For example, you can create more quickly to questions. The process becomes more dynamic because the user gets more opportunities to enrich or to influence the whole process. So the process is more efficient because there's also less waiting time. And the span of golden communication is greater. In the past, you woke up and you went to work around, let's say, 8 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, you went home. But today, if you woke up, everybody is looking at his smartphone or his tablet. Opening an app, not only watching news, but also reading emails and more. And the whole day, until the end of the day, everybody is working. So this chain is getting greater and greater. But at the end, what you want to have something like a conversation with your data. Not only search for it, find for it and wait for it, but you want to have a conversation. Of course, there are challenges ahead. This is a nice report of IDC published well, the end of last year. It's an interesting report how mobile will develop the coming years and what the impact of mobile apps are for the organization. Of course, also the employees and of course the IT department. And we want to share 6 points out of this document, out of this report. The first one is that IT organizations will dedicate at least 25% of their software budget to mobile application development, deployment, and also management by 2017. 45% of mobile enterprise app initiatives will be delayed or go over budget in 2015, and this is due to difficulties of linking mobile platforms to existing IT infrastructures. The situation will be worse before it improves because a larger number of apps are deployed the coming years. The third point is that there will be 4 times more enterprise apps than there will be enterprise applications, like we know them from the past and still using it. So it will quadruple at the end. Integration is key. IDC's prediction is clear about this. 40% of organizations planning to deploy more than 5 mobile apps will need to establish an API tier in their enterprise IT architecture. The last point is that IT departments will run like an app store. They will serve the company with apps. And like IDC is mentioning, the connection to the enterprise is one of the main challenges. I recently read a report about from MGI Research, and they figured out that the integration is a 70% add-on on the mobile project costs. Because main issues were what data, what process do I need to mobilize, and how do I combine the diverse data types and data into one app. But you also have to deal with mobile device management and application management. And just easily due to the fact that people are bringing their own devices instead of not only using corporate devices. IDC was referring to the API tier. API tier is like a super glue that ties endpoints of different enterprise systems together and that expose this to a uniform API to all the clients. These clients include web browsers, mobile phone, smartphones, tablets, and also wearables like watches, glasses, and also cars. Around 78 to 90% of the IT decision makers believe that connecting mobile apps to public and private data sources will become key in order to make full use of an app. That's why integration, the API tier, as IDC is referring to, will be key within your mobile journey. But what about the efforts? Well, the website mobileend.biz shared the following table. It's from a simple app with no interaction with backend system to a full enterprise app with backend integration, offline use, management, security. It can take you from 2 man weeks to 6 man months. And keeping in mind, knowing that there will be more apps than business applications. I don't know if you still remember the prediction of IDC, the number of enterprise applications optimized for mobility will quadruple in 2016. Gartner has the same view and has also a similar calculation on this. They say for a large enterprise, they got around 1,000 enterprise applications. Of these 1,000 enterprise applications, 70%, so 700 enterprise applications are a PC or a web app. Around 50% of those can benefit if they will be mobilized. So we are talking now about 350 applications that are, one way or another, could be on a smartphone. But converting an enterprise application to a mobile app takes you 5 to 10 times more apps on a smartphone or a tablet instead of an enterprise applications. So that means minimum of 1750 apps you need to develop, but also need to manage. And while the lifespan of an app is in many times shorter than a desktop application, there will be a challenge for organizations to deliver on time the need of the market. Besides effort, you always have to deal with costs. What about the costs? There are several reports the last years. I just showing you here 3 reports from Kinvey, Clutch and AnyPresence. And they all say that apps cost a lot of money, but also benefit from it. From $25,000 US dollars to over 1 million, but they say here on average it's 270,000 per app. So you can say there's an average between, and the Clutch is revenue at between 38 to 170. And most of the costs of developing an app will be on infrastructure. Making sure an app can connect with your enterprise backend system. So these are serious amounts of money. So how can you as an organization deal with these challenges? Costs, efforts and the demand in the market. Gartner says there are 4 main categories: mobile app development components, individual tools, development suites, and mobile application development platforms. Mobile app development components, the first one is like individual technology components, which you can use for general purposes to develop an app. The second one, individual tools, the tools like Sensor Architect, Xaramin and Accelerator, and they assist with the specific mobile application development task. Then you get the development suites, like a combination of the first and the second one. And the fourth one, the mobile app development platforms, that is a collection of individual tools, frameworks and the so-called runtime components and services also for building and also deploying mobile enterprise apps. So there is enough choice for you as an organization and an employee. So let's take a look at the mobile app development platforms, because these platforms are on the rise and because organizations can benefit the most out of such a platform. So you got 3 subcategories: platform specific ones, the cross-platform mobile application development platforms, and the rapid mobile application development tools. The first one are offered by a manufacturer of a phone, and the apps only work for that phone and not on other phones. The second one are specifically designed for app development, and they can work on any phone, on any operating system. The last interesting category, rapid mobile application development tools, is interesting because these platforms are on the rise and they are so-called codeless development platform. And they also can be used by non-programmers, non-IT persons. You can think about functions like drag and drop and templates. And because more and more the need of an app, the start of the need of an app will start from the business line instead of an IT perspective, our MAD tools are a perfect fit in these categories. But let's take a look at an RMAD tool. What is a rapid mobile application development tool? What can you do with it? And how can you as an organization benefit from it? RMAD is an application development platform for rapid development and also deployment of enterprise mobile apps. RMAD software is also emerging due to the fact that on one hand you can fulfill the need of a shortage of skilled mobile software developers, and on the other hand also meet the growing demand of mobile business apps. This tool is like they enable users to create mobile apps quickly and easily by more business-related person instead of the hardcore IT persons. And why can you create quickly and easy apps? Because it has drag and drop functionalities. It is codeless. It is really code generation instead of coding. It's like more like configuration instead of programming. And this market is relatively new. It's a young market. And it's still fragmented, but a good market to fulfill the needs of the different companies and organizations. So why an RMAD tool? So if you take a look at the following three areas, the price, development and demands in the organization, it is clear that most companies are not able to keep up with the growing demand of mobile apps. In the previous slides we saw some statements from Gartner and IDC what the number of apps will be in the future. So traditional approaches to deliver mobile apps, they are using conventional coding. This takes too long. So faster approaches are required for rapid delivery by a wider range of people. So this is the area RMAD software fits perfectly in. So instead of spending, let's say, months and thousands of euros to building an app, rapid mobile application development tools present in most cases a codeless environment and to deliver apps very fast. You can meet the requirements. Kinvi did some research about the app development cycle of a mobile app, and the percentages are clear. You can see it here. 50% of the CIOs say that app development takes too long. And 55% of mobile leaders report that it takes 7 months to more than a year to single a mobile app, one mobile app. The cost, we talked about it, or I showed you some slides before, 25,000 to 180,000 US dollars for each app that will be developed. So RMAD software bridge the gap between demand, development and costs so that organizations also don't miss the boat in this, let's say, new app economy. Well, the benefits, they speak for themselves. The software is excellent for a lot of reasons. You can quickly develop and deploy apps, bring also critical business elements to a mobile phone. Ease of use, drag and drop. It's flexible, very productive because you configure it instead of code, and with a low TCO it is more effective and you can develop more apps compared with writing lines of code. So the risks are therefore also much lower. Magic XPA is such tool, such RMAD tool. It's a rapid development application platform where you can create multi-channel business apps, native, HTML5 and web apps and hybrid apps. And the beauty of Magic XPA is also that besides the mobile apps you can also develop desktop apps and web applications with the same logic. So you develop an app or an application once and then you can deploy it to multiple systems, iOS, Android, but also to the web or to a desktop. XPA could be your first step, let's say, to a conversation with your enterprise data. Also a code-free studio. We will show some in a demo how it looks like and how easy it is to develop and to change an app. Now, worldwide organizations also use RMAD software to mobilize processes and tasks. At the end, only for one reason. From inventory information to work orders, they all have the same goal, and that is to digitalize the company to serve the customer better in price, in efficiency, or in service. Here's some end users and some software vendors who are making use of a RMAD tool. Also, for example, Kroon Elektrotechniek, a Dutch organization. They exist more than 130 years. They are on the top of the installation sector. They are responsible for electric installations in buildings, ships, and industrial complexes. And all these objects must be maintained. So the CSC department, that is the Customer Support Center, they're responsible for the maintenance of all these and also the inspection of all these objects. Maintenance like fire alarms. And the challenge they have is that the service technicians are a lot on the road. They start in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock, and they work whole day, and when they are back at home, around 5, 6, sometimes 7 o'clock in the evening, they need to enter their working hours. Sometimes they do it at the end of the day, sometimes at the end of the week. But it is for the service technicians not a really nice, let's say, manner of entering their working hours. Because they worked the whole day and then they have to also work again at a PC. And Kroon also wanted to have the working hours more early. So not at the end of the day or the end of the week, but at the moment they've done the job. So the solution was a mobile app developed in an RMAD tool. So the service technicians could, just when they are on the road having lunch, they could enter their working hours. Or when they are in a traffic jam, they could enter their working hours. And the result is that there is no difficult and no time-consuming procedure for those technicians. And Kroon has almost real-time or near real-time insight on the different hours that technicians spend on the different projects they do. Another example is Rummel Matratzen. Rummel Matratzen is a German company, supplier of mattresses. They exist around 60 years. And the challenge for the salesperson was that they needed to access multiple programs to retrieve all information when they were at the customer meeting. And not only that was frustrating for the salesperson, it was also time consuming. And after a meeting they have to send documents over and over by mail and sometimes even by post. And Rummel wanted to improve the efficiency of its sales team so that they had all material they need during a customer meeting. So they wanted to have a single point of access for the salespersons. They developed an iPad app for the sales team and also a sales portal desktop app so that there was only one entrance for all information, also backend information. So integration again, as well as with Kroon, is very important. Well, the benefits, of course, speak for themselves. More and more efficient, and a lot of frustration at the sales guys were gone. A third customer is Boston Medical Center. It's an academic medical center, and they wanted to increase the efficiency of their hospital technicians. And these technicians, they repair equipment across all the campus. And BMC, Boston Medical Center, they have a high level of quality, and they wanted that technicians react more quickly to malfunctions of equipment. So in a very short time frame, they developed an app, a mobile facility and work order app, so that the technicians could immediately go to a malfunction of the equipment. So these are, let's say, some 3 examples of companies in different industries that are using a RMAD tool to develop quickly and with no hardcore IT knowledge and mobile app. I want to give the handover to my colleague, Robert Groenewegen, who will show you some an ARM-AD tool.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present you with a demo of a mobile app, and the demo will consist of five items. First of all, I would like to show you the mobile app. It's been developed with a rapid mobile application tool, and after I've shown you a bit of the app, I will go into the studio and show you the form designer in which we create these forms, and I will show you also our mobile preview, and that's a feature in our studio which allows you to instantly see how your form, how your design looks on all sorts of mobile devices. You're not locked into only an iPhone like I show you here, but you can also show it on an iPad or on Android, and our mobile preview shows directly how it looks. To show you how easy it is to change the mobile app, I will do some changes to this menu you see on the right, and I will restart the project and show you the changes on my iPhone itself. So first of all, I would like to show you the app itself. I have a screencast of my iPhone. Here you see it. I have an icon. I press it, and this is the app. The demo, it started connected. And here you see the same four icons on my iPhone. If I click one of the four icons, you will automatically go to another program. In this case, a logon program. I log in correctly, and I have some travel details for Joe Doe. And this is data that is coming from a backend system, from a database. This guy is on the road, needs to check all his travel times and everything he needs for going to Bangkok and Sydney and stuff. So he has this app to do his work. And of course there are some other demos in here, but I stick to the travel demo currently. And if I show you now in our studio how it looks, in our studio you will see the programs that make up this application, and I will dive into the menu. There is some data here that's for the buttons. There is some logic here that handles all the events. And here you have our form designer. And this is our visual form designer. On the left you see the toolbox and the document outline. Those are panes that help you with building your application. In the middle, and I must say in the middle, but it's on the left of the middle, you see the four buttons. These are the buttons that are on the screen, and these I can drag around, I can play with, I can do whatever I want, and these will eventually build the screen. And as I said, the mobile preview, it's in the middle now, shows you how this screen, this particular menu, will look on my phone. And you can see it's an iPhone 6, but I can also show it on an iPhone 4, which is a little smaller. I can even rotate it, so I can show it when it's in landscape mode. And I can do it on various devices. In this case, it's an iPad mini, so I have to make it a little better. And an Android. The Android has still a little different in size, so that's why you see it differently, and the iPad as well. If I change anything in this form, you will automatically see the changes on screen. So for a mobile developer, this is super. He sees what he does. He does not need to deploy it, check it on a mobile device. He does not have to have all these types of devices. He can even add his own devices with his own specifications, screen width and screen height. And he can automatically set up the perfect screens for his application. So in this case, let me show you how easy it is to develop or make these changes. I reorganize the buttons a little bit. I leave this screen. I want to save the changes. And once I've did, I can create my application. Okay, I override the existing one. I need to shut down my current application. And if I now go back to my machine, I need to restart the server. And if I go back to my application on my mobile device and I restart it, it automatically connects to the backend again. And here you see the changes that I've made in my studio. So within a minute, you can have the changes in the studio, the application built, the engine restarted, and the new application, the new setup, the new screens are all available to the user. That's what we mean with rapid mobile application development. That's basically those 5 agenda items. And that's the end of the demo. And now I would like to give you back to my colleague Eduard.
Thank you very much, Robert. Indeed, this is what you mean by a rapid mobile application development platform. So a small recap. It's what I said, the Wild West 3.0 with a lot of vendors who offer software or services to mobilize enterprise data. There are challenges on costs, resources and time, but there are also many opportunities to develop apps. We have shown you the tools and the development suites and also the different categories. We addressed the rapid mobile application development tools and what it can bring for you and your organization, especially how you can address or cope with the challenges you have and how a tool like RMID can help you. A lot of end users are using it. You saw some customers, some customer successes with at the end again getting conversation with your data. We concluded the webinar with a nice demo of Robert. I want to know if there are any questions at the moment. You can, if you have questions, you can type them in on the right hand on the question box. Yeah, okay. I see one question. The question is, how do you deal with all the changes in an app, and is it easy to bring them live, like you mentioned before in the presentation? I don't know exactly what you mean. Okay, when something changes in an app. Yeah, well, it's a good question. Within Magic, anyway, you can easily change, and you can not only change the look and feel like Robert did before of an app, but you also can change the logic very quickly. And the beauty of it is that when, let's say, users only have to close the app and open the app, and then the users have the latest version. So there are no difficult procedures with check-in or check-outs or entering, I don't know, master codes or whatsoever. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this webinar, and we gave you some food for thoughts to define your road to mobilize your organization. If you need more information, please send me an email at eduard_smeets@magicsoftware.com. Again, thank you and enjoy your weekend.